This is the place where everyone loves coming to watch eventing in Germany. It's such a wonderful venue. We're in the north of the country, just south of Hamburg, in the Lüneburger Heide, and this is kind of real horse country here in Germany. And it's a wonderful venue. It has a huge outdoor, big main arena with stands. We get lots and lots of people watching. There's wonderful hospitality, and the riders really enjoy coming here. And right now, what's going on behind me is Lucinda Green, the great Lucinda Green, is giving a cross-country demo. It's 40 years ago that Lucinda won the World Championships here on the great Priceless, and they've brought her back this year as a guest of honour in the anniversary 40th year of that wonderful win. So we've got some young, I assume German cross-country riders, but I don't really know, but they're out there being, well, told what to do basically by Lucinda Green, and of course she knows much more than most. So that's what's going on behind me, so it might get a little bit loud, but let's talk about the dressage, because we had 2 days of dressage here, and our overnight leader, our leader of the dressage going into tomorrow's cross country is Bobby Upton. Bobby Upton, I should say, I keep calling you Bobby, I'm so sorry. If I call you Bobby, you have to kick me. It's Bobby Upton, Britain's Bobby Upton, and you actually had your test on the Thursday. Bobby, this is your first Luhmühlen, isn't it?
Yeah, it's my first time at Luhmühlen. It's amazing to be here. It's such an incredible venue.
And somehow, in your first Luhmühlen, you've managed to absolutely nail your dressage on Cannavaro. 26.9, 24.9 your score. A huge lead over the next rider. Tell me about your test. Did you know how good it was? Did you feel how good it was when you were in there?
So I had a very good feeling throughout the whole test. I was, really enjoying my test, which is quite rare, to be honest. And the horse was he was absolutely incredible. I'm very kind of vocal about how much he means to me. He is the most incredible horse. He's not a horse that finds dressage very easy, so we've come a very long way together, and the feeling he gave me was pretty faultless, to be honest. I was so proud of him, and I came up the last centre line, and the grin on my face, I think it said it all. But
well, let's have a look at it actually. We're going to play some of your test now. This is the last minute of your test, and it includes the canter, or some of the canter changes, because I know that you were particularly happy with the canter changes, weren't you?
Yeah, so the flying changes have been a massive kind of fault of his. Pulled two out of the bag in the 5-star here was very good timing from him and myself. So coming up to the left to right change now, which is his week one, and he had done one already, so I was determined to get another one, and he did. And I was at that point, so now obviously you can't see my face, but at that point I had a massive lump in my throat, and I just thought, oh my god, he's given me everything he's got. He really did. Doesn't come easy to him, but he was just incredible. He really was.
You can't see in that shot, but just to the left there are a couple of horses in the arena which is set up for the cross country tomorrow, and a lot of horses have been spooking at those. You didn't worry about any of that at all?
No, not at all. I had no idea. But as you can see, I was pretty delighted, to be honest.
So Cannavaro, a horse that you've brought up through the levels, isn't it?
Yes, I got him in 2017 and brought him up through the levels. He had done a bit before, but mainly show jumping. And the dressage has always been his weak link. I nearly sold him a few years ago as well. I kind of lost hope, to be honest, which is unlike me. I'm a very determined person. But I've never been so happy to be proved wrong than by him. He's time and time again proved me wrong and exceeded all expectations, to be honest.
And you've been doing all this whilst also studying part-time in Edinburgh. What are you studying?
So I just finished. I've done 4 years at Edinburgh studying sports management. I just got a first actually, which
congratulations, well done.
Which is really exciting. So I've been doing that as well as competing 9 event horses on the side. And I live in Newmarket, so Newmarket to Edinburgh is a fairly long way away, but my team at home, my family, they've all made it possible, so without them it wouldn't happen. And but I'm glad it's over. It's been tough, but it was amazing and has taught me a lot of crucial life lessons.
Yeah, now you say he's a show jumper, so presumably he's going to be pretty good on Sunday, but what's his cross-country like?
Yeah, he's a really cool cross-country horse. He's never gone this trip before. He's never done like 11 minutes, so I'll be interested to see how he goes. That's always been his question mark, his stamina, because he doesn't have a lot of thoroughbred in him. But we've been training him really hard in conjunction with like Newmarket trainers. Ed Dunlop's been a massive help, and so yeah, fingers crossed we can hold our position tomorrow.
We've got the course designer just over there, because in a moment we're going to be bringing in Mike Etherington-Smith and getting him to talk us through the course. But before he comes in, I'm going to just get your thoughts on the course. Is there any particular fence you're concerned about? Anything you want me to ask Mike on your behalf?
I think the first water, to be honest, it comes up really early. They're going to we come down a steep hill into it, and then I think, I've never been here before, but I think it's going to be packed with people, watching our amazing sport. So I think that could make them like look quite a lot. So I think that's going to need really positive attacking riding, and I think the whole course, Mike's done an amazing job, so has everyone here at Luhmühlen. The fences look incredible. They're working so hard on the ground, so a massive thank you to all of them. But you can't rest on your laurels anywhere around a 5-star, because you pay the price.
Bobby, really well done. I mean, to be leader after a Thursday dressage is some achievement, and to do it at the first time you've been to Luhmühlen is even better. So congratulations on that alone. Regardless if anything happens now, you've already won, haven't you? You've won.
No.
You've had a win, whatever. Well, you've had a win, whatever happens. But well done. Really good luck for the cross country, and we're just going to get Mike in now and have a
Thank
chat
you
with
so
him.
much. Thank you.
Good luck, Bobby. Thank you. Right, here he comes. So, Mike Etherington-Smith. He's just handing his glasses and his phone over to Wendy. Mike, if I may give you that. Hello. Thank you for coming to our brand new Luhmühlen Lates.
I know, this is cool,
It's exciting, isn't it? As long as it all works, we'll be happy. Mike, I've just been talking to Bobby about the course. She's a little bit concerned about the first water, which is the Longines water comes up, but we've got a course map. So I was going to say, can we just look at the course map and you can kind of talk us through? Is that all right?
Sure, you got that?
Yeah, we've got it's just here. We've got a monitor and everything.
Oh, gosh,
so we're just going to run VT.
Can't really see it, but that's okay.
Okay, well, we're just
I can see
starting
that.
at the start. Right, go for it then,
Remember,
Mike.
I'm old and I need glasses.
You're not that old, come on.
Yeah. Okay, well, the first few fences, just get them up in the air fences. They're quite straightforward, 1, 2, 3. Nothing very exciting about those, but I mean, they're big run and jump fences. What you want to do is you want to give the riders the opportunity to put their horses into a shape and get them up in the air. And then coming this way round, the first water comes plenty early. It's kind of a boring old gallop there, but we have to go through there, and it's not a good place to put a fence. There's nothing really there of any value. So then we come in. This first time the horses see spectators. They come down the hill. It's quite intimidating. If you've got a young horse here, there's quite a lot for them to look at. It's a big drop into the water, and on the 5-star, I mean, they've then got to have their act together to get to the fence in the water, and then are moving 3 up the hill to come out of it.
No long route either in that Longines water.
No, jump it or don't
Okay,
jump it.
and then it's another kind of quite long gallop, isn't it?
Yeah, it seems like a long way, but actually if it's a straight line, it's not that far. Again, straightforward fence. I give them a let-up fence after the water. Just again, let them settle down into a rhythm, get into a groove again. Then to the arena. It's quite busy in the arena. There's a bit of atmosphere here. The birds are set up fence, and at the top end, corners of the table to the corner, it's a real sucker fence. It's very easy to have a run out at the last element there. The hedge, pretty straightforward, old steeplechase fence from the time gone by. Then the gates. I had 3 gates and I wondered what to do with them, to be honest, and so I just put them out there. And for want of, it's just trying to find a bump, as it were. 12, 13, we're now coming to the Messmer water. Again, lots of atmosphere, lots of people, lots of noise, and the guys have to.
This year, using the island.
Yeah, used the island last year, and the guys have got to concentrate. The horses have got to be on their game by now. There's a lot for them to look at here, and so that keeps them busy. What I try and do is always make the riders ride.
16's the wall. Is that the wall that you brought back from the famous
No,
old wall?
this is the next one, 17. No, 16 is the birthday. This wall here, 17 ABC, that was a buried wall back from the World Championships in 82, I think.
That Lucinda rode and did well on.
Lucinda rode,
And there's
right.
a massive drop down to a skinny.
It's got a set of rails at the top, MIM rails, then a big drop, maximum drop, and then 3 strides to a corner.
That's the Luhmühlen water. We've just gone through the first time. I know this is a bit quick. Sorry, Mike.
I'm whistling as quick as I can through the Luhmühlen water for the first time. This horse is going faster than I would, and so I'm a bit fat and old for this
faster
now.
than I would.
So I'm trying to keep up. The first water there, again, there's a nice little skinny going into it. I've given them an option there, but I mean, again, your horse has got to be honest. It's got to be trustworthy and things. So that's good. So let me kick on, and
those are the two big corners, the massive corners.
Oh, the big corners on a curving 4. I had it last year. It rode well. There's a long route for anybody.
The long route is the longest long route I've ever seen.
I know, you don't seem that long for it. If you're going there, you're out there for a week.
Yeah, you're not going to win if you take that long route.
No,
basically.
then you're back into the water again. And we've got a couple of boats on 2 strides, big log in. So I use that water twice. Then we come back in. We're heading pretty much for home at this stage, but I kept enough at the back end of the course, hopefully to keep the guys paying attention and on their game.
Where's the big coffin?
Just coming up, Hollow.
Sorry, not allowed to call it a coffin anymore, sorry.
Here we are, 28 ABC. It's a decent rail going in. Again, it made it frangible. I give them the choice of 2 stumps coming out, so the riders have to do something, give their horse some sort of direction. Straightforward ditch and brush, 2 from home, not difficult, just to keep them paying attention, really. So it's a bit of a whistle-stop tour.
Well, I know it's tough, and obviously the audience can't see what the fences look like in this graphic. But I thought, well, for a start, I thought it was a really interesting course, and I particularly thought that, as you say, there were quite a few questions towards the back end. So anyone a bit tired and I love the fact that you haven't got that many long routes, and that the long route is incredibly long, because this is, as everyone's always trying to say, this is not a dressage competition, is it?
Well, no, exactly, and it's not the easiest place to design because it's pretty flat, as you know, and so you have to get a little bit creative. But no, I mean, I'm not a huge fan of long routes unless they need to be there. If it's a team competition, I have a slightly different psyche in the whole thing. But it's there, it's 5-star. You know, the guys who've got to jump it, it's the top end of the sport. We're very mindful that people are stepping up to the level for the first time. And so you want them to grow and benefit from the experience, at the same time give enough for the good guys, to actually make them think and have to sit up and ride.
How long ago did you start planning this course?
This one, I planned it last year.
So just as soon as the last year finished, you...
Yeah, like now I'm planning next year's.
And I know that when you first started here, when you first took over from Captain Mark Phillips, you said to me, look, this is like a long-term plan. You're like a football manager. This is like a 5-year plan. And I remember you said you wanted to kind of build it up and turn it into your track. Do you feel like you've done that now?
Get in there. We've got some plans for next year.
What have you got to... Well, don't give away too much, but what have you got to do to make it your track then?
I'm not getting there because there's a bit more land coming to play, and there's some new field out the back that Julia and the team have got the use of, so that's good. It's developing. I mean, next year I've got a couple of exciting things that are going to happen.
Are you allowed to tell me which fences you think could cause the most problems, or which we should all be watching out for?
I'm always disappointed if one fence causes too many problems, because really it's all about, it's a package.
Like a show jumping designer, basically.
A cross-country course is a package, and you try and make riders have to think and make decisions based on how they're going. And so, the water's obviously spectacular, but these guys are so good nowadays that you look at it and you try and relate the fences together. It's a bit like a jigsaw. All the pieces need to fit together, so there's a bit of a story to it. So if they actually don't jump something terribly well, they're sort of wondering, okay, how am I going to jump the next one?
But you must have an inkling as to which fence you think is the hardest.
I think you've got to be on the game at the first water, the Longines water. You've got to be on the game. I don't think it's necessarily the hardest. I think
it's quite intimidating. You come down the hill. I mean, Barbie said that she was thinking about that. She's coming down that steep hill, and you've got like all these people, and
you've got a lot in your face there. I actually think going into the Luhmühlen water that narrow, I put a nasty little skinny in there. That's a sucker fence. It's a real test of honesty of the horse and rider's ability to ride.
I'm glad that you call them nasty little skinnies as well.
Yeah,
Mike.
It is a nasty little skinny. And so,
what about the time? Are you going to, because we've got such amazing weather and the ground is always good here, but are you going to make it super tight?
It is what it is. It's set at 570 metres a minute. We wheel it, and it's bang on 11 minutes. It's maximum effort. So.
It doesn't work like that though, does it?
No, and as designers we have to produce courses to suit any weather conditions. So if it's good going, it's good weather, you're going to get more in the time than if it's pouring with rain. That's just how it works.
Do you still love this? Do you still love course design?
I wouldn't do it if I didn't. Yeah, I mean, lucky enough I got some great events, some great organisers to work with, great people to work with, and I've been doing it a long time, but I still love it.
Is it getting more difficult though, because you've obviously always got, I'm not trying to be negative, but you've always got this balance, haven't you, between providing great entertainment but keeping everyone safe? Is that getting harder for you?
It is harder. There's no question the job has changed. I mean, I did my first international event back in the mid-80s, probably well before you were born, and And it's changed. And some of the stuff I put out on courses then, I'm not sure I've put it out there now, because I think people would say, "Whoa, what are you doing?" It has changed, and with the roads and tracks, the two days going, horses tend to get puffed now rather than tired, and so we've all had to adjust our thinking and how we set out courses. And one of my underlying philosophies and principles is actually, if a rider makes a mistake, I don't want the horse to be punished. So you want to have a run out rather than risk a fall. That's a great theory.
Well, I hope it's a good day. I mean, I haven't seen many bad days here when you've been doing it. I think, let's hope it's a good day. The weather is going to be amazing, I think.
Know. It's great, isn't it?
No rain, which is great for all of us. And good luck, and I hope it's a really good day.
Thank you very
Mike.
much.
We're going to speak to Tom McEwen now.
I know.
Well, to find out which fence he's thinking
Talk
about.
to the grown-ups. Okay, see you later.
Thanks so much, Mike. So I'm going to just put this microphone down while we wait for Tom McEwen, who is being encouraged to wander over here rather quickly. Tom's one of quite a big British contingent here, actually. We've got Kylie Roddy has brought her Babington horse here, Can Do, and she did a really nice test as well. But Tom did another wonderful performance out there. You've got a couple of horses here, Tom. Thank you for coming to join us in Luhmühlen Lace.
No problem.
Tell us about the horse the second horse, your top horse in the 5-star.
So, we've got 2 first-timers, but my second horse today was Bob Chaplin. He has been on phenomenal form all year. He's won the Nations Cup at Houghton earlier in the year. Well, his last run actually a couple of weeks ago. And he's just been on great form, so he sort of thought it was time to step up. He's done a whole load of 4-star longs now, and he's feeling great. The test today probably wasn't our best. I came down as I think someone was getting an award for something in the arena. There's a lot of clapping and cheering, and he felt like he's ready to go cross country, so I was a bit like, rather than my 15 minutes walking that I'd planned, all of a sudden I was thinking that I needed to work in. So yeah, a little bit overdone on my behalf, but he tried his heart out. Really pleased with him.
It says he's a stallion. He's not a stallion.
No, he's not a stallion, no.
I thought that was wrong, but it said on the paperwork he was a stallion. And we were like, oh.
Yeah, I think then there's sometimes a few geldings that are mares as well, but no, he's definitely a gelding.
I thought so, but I just thought I'd better just double check with you. We can't show your test, unfortunately. We'll maybe see if we can put that out later. But you say you were a bit disappointed. We actually thought, I'm not sure we're supposed to say this, we thought the judges were a little bit harsh, actually. I thought yours was really nice.
I agree. I think the marking has been quite tough all week. I was a little bit disappointed with Mark yesterday. He did what I'd call a clear round. Braveheart B. He wouldn't be the flashiest horse compared to some others, but he was super correct throughout, and I didn't quite see that he scored the highest mark that he got yesterday. He got a 31, so not bad at all, but everything was clean and true and very nice. And again today I felt a few of the marks I've looked back now, but that's dressage. It's opinion, and it doesn't really matter. We're on to cross country, and it's a big bold test. It's going to ride pretty quick, I feel.
Yeah, the ground is really good, isn't it? And there's a lot of galloping time to make up in the middle.
Yeah, exactly, but you're never really on a straight line. It's it's like a go-kart track. So us as riders, we need to be just as active with our minds as the horses are with theirs. So it's going to be a real test of partnership tomorrow. Some big waters.
Which one are you most worried about? Not that you're ever worried because you're so relaxed, but which water might you be concentrating on?
I think for me, the first water, it comes up quite early. It's a big jump, a big jump in, and then to be brave enough to keep your line out, to then get your turn to the next 2 on the angle.
It's sort of a little wiggly, isn't it?
It is definitely a little wiggle, but actually for me, all the water's quite big. They ask slightly different questions of you each time. It's really clever building. It's very fair for everyone. And it's just up to us as riders to present them as well as we can, while still trying to achieve the time that's probably going to be quite tough.
You've got such a lovely bunch of horses at the moment. Are any in particular? I mean, obviously Toledo de Curso's out there on his own, but I mean, have you got any in particular that you're excited about for the future?
Yeah, to be honest, these ones I'm really excited about. It's taken a little bit of time. We've had COVID and X, Y, and Z, and actually it's now the right time for them to step up. So super excited for this week to see where they're going. I'm just super lucky. I've got a great foundation of owners, an amazing foundation of horses ranging from young ones like up to 5-star horses. Obviously you got Toledo, that's still my strong campaigner for me, and really fortunate, and we've got a great team at home, so yeah. Have you got half an eye on the summer and the World Championships? Of course, it's always in the back of the mind, but at the same time we've got horses that are sort of aiming towards Burghley, and if it isn't the Worlds, then it's Blenheim, so it's a shame that those two clash. It's a massive shame for us being in Britain, but Blenheim that did such a fantastic job with the Jockey Club last year. It's a shame for them to have lost so many riders to the Worlds. So for me, either way is brilliant, but definitely got half an eye on the Worlds. made a mistake at Badminton, which happens, and it wasn't the horse's fault. I mean, he was.
Well, you weren't the only one to make a mistake at that fence either.
No, not at all,
Course, a lot
not
of
at all.
people out,
But
didn't
he was
you?
phenomenal. He was put perfect everywhere else. It was just one mistake, which was a shame. And if I could have had, if everyone could have just closed an eye and I could have gone back and done it again, it would have been absolutely fine. So.
If only, we always say that all the time. The Olympics obviously was a massive moment for you. Do you feel like your life has changed since that at all?
Yes and no. It definitely changed massively afterwards, and I really did enjoy all the stuff that came with it. I think us as athletes, or the three of us, four of us really, we really need to make a positive impact for our sport because we believe it's the best sport in the world. Two hearts, a real partnership, men and women competing together. Like, there's so many special aspects to it, and actually having a competition which is triathlon and testing all disciplines, like we saw dressage today. I didn't see Bubby's test, but it must be amazing. But I mean,
It was lovely, and to do that from a Thursday as well is so
completely.
unusual.
But I mean, there's still 2 more days to go. I mean, it's not. You can have your best day, but also you need to somehow keep that up, which is the tough part of our sport. And it's all about partnership, and you'll see that very much here tomorrow.
Okay, well look, best of luck tomorrow. We'll all be rooting for you. Of course, this is going out all over the place, so we're wishing luck to all the riders here, but
Exactly.
the British viewers will be rooting for you. And Oliver Townend obviously here as well, and plenty of others, including Kylie Roddy, who did a nice test, didn't she? Well, thank you. Good luck.
Thank you
And
very much.
maybe we'll be talking to you tomorrow after the cross country is the cross country lead. We'll have to see. Fingers crossed.
Hopefully.
Thanks so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. I'll take that microphone because we have another guest here on our Luhmühlen Lates chat show stall, and it is Bettina Hoy. She's brought her dog. Now, I'm not sure we can show you the dog without showing all the cables. We're going to see. Luke, can you see? Can we show Bettina's dog? Did you say this is bred by Laura Collett's dog or something?
No, Gemma Tattersal's mum, Marcel.
And what's the name of your doggy?
Is named after the boxer Vladimir Klitschko.
Oh, nice.
Is the brother of Vitaly Klitschko.
Yeah.
You know, the mayor of
So
Kiev.
he's called Vitaly.
No, he's called Klitschko.
Oh. Why is he named after the brother then? Why not Vladimir?
Vladimir, no, I wanted, because Klitschko stands more for the boxer than Vladimir and Vitaly.
We just always know that when Bettina Hoy comes in, we're going to have something interesting here about. And obviously with the whole Ukrainian thing, good for you for having a Ukrainian named dog.
Well, he was named before though, but
Still
because
good to
I
have.
do like boxing.
You need a blue and yellow collar.
I know. But
Now,
I'm a fan of boxing, that's why it's
lovely-
called Klitschko.
What's lovely about having Bettina here is that Bettina was also here 40 years ago, because if you remember at the beginning, we talked about Lucinda Green in the background, who is the guest of honour this week because 40 years ago she won the World Championships here on the Great Priceless. Well, can you believe it? But at the same championships, Bettina, who must have been in a pram.
It was actually Regal Round that she won
Was
on.
it Regal Round?
Priceless.
I've been saying Priceless all day.
No, Priceless was written by Ginny Holgate.
Oh God, it was. as
Ginny
well.
Lang.
Do you know what? I had a conversation with Ginny Elliott, as she is now.
Yeah, Ginny Elliott, sorry.
And
yeah.
asked her who her favourite horse was, and she said it Priceless. And for some
Yeah.
reason, I've been saying Priceless, and of course, it isn't Priceless. And
It was Regal Rain, who was owned by Merv Bennett,
Yes.
Australian rider. He had two horses, Regal Rain and Regal Realm.
And I used to be able to name
And
all
he had
the
to-
six
and-
badminton
oh,
winners, but I
Klitschko
can't
sit-
remember those.
Klitschko
Don't
sitting on the
sit on the
cable.
cable, Klitschko, because we won't be able to hear Bettina. Gosh, I said Priceless earlier. They'll be texting in, you silly woman, you're calling
I
it
know.
Priceless.
I know,
Anyway,
you know.
Lucinda won 40 years ago, and you were actually, incredibly, riding at that very championship.
Yes. I had I had an average dressage.
You don't do average dressage.
No, not anymore, luckily. And I watched my cross-country round in that little wooden hut, and I thought it looked awful.
Yeah, there's a wooden hut here with loads of video footage from that
I know.
championship.
I was sitting on an amazing jumper. He was quite opinionated, so I couldn't tell him that much how I wanted it done. So he did it a little bit how he thought it needed to be done. But he jumped clean. I can't remember, I had a few time penalties, and he jumped clear the next day in the show jumping. And I think I came 24th or something like that out of, I don't know.
And it wasn't long ago that you stopped eventing. Do you miss it?
Yeah, I miss parts of it.
What do you miss?
I miss
Winning the dressage every time.
exactly winning the dressage. I do miss the adrenaline, and I certainly miss the feeling when you finish a good cross-country round, because there's nothing like it in the whole wide world that replicates the feeling that you have when you have a good cross-country round. That's just amazing.
But you're coaching still. Obviously, you were coaching the
Yes.
Netherlands. Now you're one of the Australian coaches,
I've one of the Australian coaches. I teach the guys in Australia. I've just
which is handy when you live in Holland,
I live in Germany.
but near Holland.
Near Holland. But I just always loved working with these guys, and I just spent 5 weeks in Australia, hence the cold.
Yeah.
Coming back with a cold from Melbourne. Melbourne was cold. But I had a great time then. I love working with those guys. They just have the best work ethics. They take everything in like a sponge and want to learn, and I enjoy riding their horses as well, which I always do. I just have a quick sit just to see.
Do they mind?
No, not at all. On the contrary, because sometimes what you see is not what it feels like, and I like to have a quick feel because I feel I can be more precise with my advice on how to go about it when I had a feel first.
So you're coaching the riders in Australia.
Yes.
So obviously not coaching Andrew when he's over.
No.
I just had to say that.
No. I'm not coaching my ex-husband.
No, I know that, but just thought I'd better clarify that. But here specifically, Felix Fogg.
Yes, he is
The Swiss
Felix
rider.
Fogg, and I just had a few little words with Karl Slezak because I've been over in Ocala a few times this year, teaching in Florida with working with Sharon White. And Carl came for a few lessons as well, but it's very difficult. Like you come in last minute, you only say like 4 or 5 things, and that's about it. What you can say in those last minutes of
But
preparation.
you've done such a great job with Felix, and he's right up there in the
Yeah,
5-star. And he
absolutely.
was leading it, wasn't he, a couple of years ago? In
Yeah.
the 5-star. So I know you do an amazing job with him. Why are there so few Germans in the 5-star? There's only one, Sophie Lieber. Why is that?
Well, I think it has a little bit to do with that the guys that are already qualified for Bretoni, for the World Championships, they are more keen to ride here and then maybe in Aachen and then again in Arras-du-Pin where they have the final trial for the German riders. So you obviously can't do both. You can't ride the 5-star and Aachen because that's too close. So I think it's only for the ones that haven't ridden at 5-star level and want to prove a point. Those are the ones in the 5-star.
Sophie looked good though. I mean, again, it would be lovely. I wish we could show her test really, but she looked really good. It was a lovely test.
Yeah, I mean, she was trained by Ingrid Klimke, so she does know how to do that. But the horse still has to prove to be, a 5-star competitor, and I think that's why she's taking up the chance to do this here, which I think is a good opportunity.
Mickey Jung in the 4-star as well. I mean, the 4-star, you've got a myriad of German stars led by him.
Yeah.
This horse though, Highlander?
Highlighter. Yeah, I think you can put Mickey on anything, even on a donkey, and it will look great in all 3 phases. He is just a master in the sport.
Will that be his world championship?
No, I would think that he will ride Chipmunk, who won
Okay.
Kentucky,
Yeah, of course.
very convincingly won Kentucky, and had I've never seen the horse going better than at Kentucky. So I think that will definitely be his first choice. But it'd be good to have some other horses coming up and also having them qualified.
Since Chris Bartle sort of defected back to Great Britain, Britain have kind of been ruling the roost, haven't they, in the championships? How far away are Germany from getting back up there to taking over again, do you think?
Well,
You are allowed to say this.
I think Chris left us at the right time because he won everything he could have won. And if you're up there, there's only one way, and that's going down. And where GB was, they were, trying to catch up. So again, there was only one way for them to go, which is up. So I think it was a very clever move for Chris to do it. And also, obviously, he wants to spend more time home with his family and the kids, which I can totally understand. So I think it was a very good move. And to get up there again, I don't think it's going to be that easy because Chris is doing an amazing job with the Brits. The French are always knocking on the door. I think the Australians look very good. The Americans are slowly coming up. So I think it's not going to be easy.
Well, you talk about his timing. Your timing's been pretty nifty with the Australians, and obviously they won a silver in Tokyo, so
Yes.
they're only going in one direction
Absolutely,
as well. So who will
absolutely.
the Australian team be, do you think? I know you're not a selector, and I'm not trying to get the inside track, but who do you feel in your heart might be in the mix for the world?
Well, I think there are quite a number of riders. Obviously, Andrew with Vasily, then there's Kevin McNabb. I think those two from the UK are very strong contenders. And then, obviously, having just been in Australia, there's definitely Shane. Shane has got 2 horses in the run-up. Shanae Lawrence, who won Melbourne on an amazing horse and an amazing performance. She is a very strong contender. Jess Ray, she did really well. Sam Lyle is on a good horse. So there will be quite a few Aussies coming over from Australia, which is good because they will give everyone a run for their money. And I think competition in your own country is always good.
You're still competing dressage, aren't you? How do
Yes.
you fit that all in? How do you have time?
Well, I sold my top dressage horse. Well, Dick Schrader sold it. I placed my 2 horses with Dick while I was teaching in America. And then I was 3 days there and he called me and said, do you want to sell Coco? I said, if I have to, okay. So now I'm down to a 4-year-old, and then that's easy because obviously a 4-year-old you can always fit in.
Will we see you in pure dressage at the Olympics, Bettina, one day?
I don't know. I would love to, but I don't know if I will ever keep a horse that long.
Thank you so much for stopping
Pleasure.
by and seeing us, and I hope your voice improves. You're going
I know.
home to near Buccalo.
Yes,
It's sort of
yes.
near Holland.
Near Holland, yeah.
Thank you so much.
Pleasure.
Take care.
Yes.
And
thank you.
we're back tomorrow. So that's pretty much it from us here on Luhmühlen Lace. Thank you to Bettina. Thank you to all our guests. We hope you've enjoyed it. Been a bit rough and ready. Sorry about priceless. Please don't write in. I should have thought about that and had it written down on my piece of paper. But Bettina put me straight. So we're back here tomorrow at 5:30 as well. And we've already got Chris Bartle and Dickie Wagard lined up. So it's the Chris and Dickie show, and we'll have the cross-country leader for you as well, and maybe a couple of other guests. So we hope that you can tune in then. 5:30 Central European time, 4:30 UK time. And of course, you can also watch the coverage of the cross-country. It's on Horse and Country in the UK, Horse and Country in Germany. And the coverage starts tomorrow morning, 9:15 German time, 8:15 UK time. The first horse goes at 9:30. So you have been warned. We hope you tune in again tomorrow. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.